Round 1.
Surely you know the feeling. You're comfy being a couch potato, playing a video game, and you're doing pretty well. You're collecting bonuses and trophies like crazy. You master level after level. At some point you begin to think you may even win it all, and suddenly you died. Game over.
Game over.
No, you failed. What an unpleasant and frustrating feeling that is. And yet, no matter how unpleasant failure can be, not trying again is somehow out of the question. It almost feels like a duty. You must succeed in the game. Press key, respawn. Indeed, our behaviour in gaming is quite a paradox. Even though in life we usually don't like to feel incompetent, nor are we happy to fail, when it comes to gaming, we seem to be okay with making an exception. Why is that? In his essay, Uli Jesper describes gaming as the art of failure. He claims that failure in gaming motivates us to play again and again, and by doing so, to improve our skills in order to escape failure. So, what is it in games that makes failure productive for honing our skills? There's no permanent harm done. Many games allow you to just respawn shortly before you messed up. You have infinite second chances. Most games let you keep on trying. There's no judgment. The computer does not mind that you keep failing. Fairness. The challenge may be complex, but well-designed games are fair and allow the player to succeed. Achievement. Once you master a challenge, in most games you advance to the next level. Failing is also part of learning processes. The in-depth research studies of Professor Manu Kapoor and his colleagues at ETH Zurich concern failure, and he coined the concept of productive failure.
So productive failure is a learning design to teach somebody something new. Instead of the usual method of direct instruction where you're told exactly what and how to do something, in productive failure we intentionally designed for failure in problem-solving activities and then follow that and bootstrap this failure for learning from instruction later on.
So his concept of productive failure seeks to confront students directly with failure. But how can you practically design such an experience?
So to design learning materials for productive failure, there are a set of design principles. You have to make sure the problem is complex enough, it admits multiple solutions and representations, it has an affective draw, so it's engaging to students, it uses contrasting cases so people can direct attention to what is critical and so on. So when we give students a complex problem to solve, we know they won't be able to solve the problem, so they generate many ideas. Some of these ideas are obviously not correct or not even optimal. And because people are working in groups, they're communicating their ideas to each other, and part of that communication is to evaluate these ideas and to learn from each other's critique of that idea. And then the teacher himself or herself would facilitate that discussion, that again, critical thinking, knowing what works with your idea, what doesn't work with your idea, and the reasons behind it. These are all part of critical thinking. And the more you engage in productive failure, the more these skill sets are developed.
Your role as a teacher is again crucial to guiding the students' experiences of failure in a responsible, inspiring, but critical manner. Now let's go back to what made failure not only okay, but even productive in games, and transfer these ideas to teaching. There's no permanent harm done. Provide engaging, complex challenges, but without any grade penalty or even loss of bonus. The feedback from success and failure should be formative. You have infinite second chances. In a classroom, we do not have infinite time, but you can provide online homework and practice problems.
Try again.
There's no judgment. The computer doesn't mind that you keep failing.
You lose.
This is very important. Non-constructive critique or cynicism will squash productive failure. So you need to address the issues of failure directly to provide psychological safety within the classroom. Amy Edmondson. I'll define psychological safety as a belief that it's absolutely okay, in fact it's expected, to speak up with concerns, with questions, with ideas, with mistakes. Fairness. You need to understand the level of your students so the challenges are complex enough that they can fail, but are also within the realm of what they can achieve. And you definitely don't want trick questions that make you look smart at the expense of your student's failure. Achievement. Acknowledge success. Instead of, "Okay, you finally got it," there is nothing wrong with, "Nice job," "Way to go," or "Cool, ready for the next level?" Show your students that they're here to learn and not to know everything in advance. Encourage them to be curious, play, stumble, fall, failing, get up again. It's all part of the process. Press key, respawn. There we go again.